Alright, here we are on my resourcer. I'm going to take a look at the new update with the warheads. A couple people have been lobbing them at rocks and ships and whatnot, but here's a couple extra things I haven't seen yet. Oh, dyslexic fingers. Alright, so warheads, powerful, are not affected by gravity. So those of us that have been playing around with gravity guns and whatnot, not a good day for us. Just because they are not affected by gravity, and you'll see later on they are not affected by the magnetic grapple of the landing gear either, but they are very powerful. So there's one sitting there in space, not affected. Maybe next time. Me personally, I think that'd be a neat idea, because I could put gravity generators around a ship and have them act as like a set of shields to where they deflect incoming torpedoes, like what you see over here on my flying diamonds, and or if somebody put a minefield out, you know, I could slowly make my way through it, pushing the mines and the warheads out of the way. Here you'll see different sets of armor to test. The question is how will it impact and affect the hull? You know, now we have an explosive that we can lob around. This is going to change how we build our ships. So what you saw there was a one thick, two spaces, one thick block. Here's a one thick, one space, two thick block. And down here is a 1 by 1. One block thick, one block missing, one block thick wall. And then your standard ship hull, which is what I've seen on most stations and whatnot. So we come over here. You can see here's the setup. We have a warhead attached to a large ship block with a flying diamond hovering over it, magnetic grapples underneath. Found out really quickly as I was trying to test this out that if you do not have significant mass above your weapon, it will take you for a ride. Blew myself up rather quickly as I tried to attach on with just the minimal size ship. And yeah, as soon as I hit thrust, I started spinning around. I released the grapple and spun right into the front of the warhead and turned myself into space dust. It was quite a fail moment, and I'm very happy I didn't capture it on fraps. But you can see me locking on there. We have it. Go for red leader. Stay on target. Stay on target. And release. So there you can see we have ourselves a nice new dwarf. As expected, catastrophic damage on the hull. I mean, that's a pretty decent sized hole. It's enough to fly the fighter through. I'm going to come over here to this next one. And this next one is the one hull by one hull used, you know, to defeat quote-unquote shape charges and whatnot. The energy expended from the explosion is dissipated between the hull plates, and so there's less for the second piece of armor to absorb, if you will, or deflect. And I can't fly today. It's a no-fly zone. I'm being very careful because, like I said, I was screwing around with this earlier, and I did go too fast and hit it with the fighter, and the fighter just disappeared. I was left sitting, you know. I think I was still in the sitting, my character was still in the sitting position as if he were in the cockpit for a half second before we started flailing around out in space. But here we go, line up. Get a little bit of inertia going, and launch. So here you can see something really interesting. One block, space, one block. The explosion carried straight through. So, gonna come over here. If I had been smart, I would have attached these things prior to filming, but I am not a smart man. Line up a little bit. I had a lot of fun with these because you can throw these, so you're copying and pasting, and if you have momentum when you copy and paste, you will lob the warhead. And I was trying to be in a hurry when I was setting this up, and initially I copied and pasted. I'm scrolling on down, just strafing on down, and I go to paste the torpedoes, and sure enough, they have momentum, and they took out the last two planes. I was like, not exactly a time saver. All right, latch, line up, and go. Now here's one where it is 1 block thick, 1 block space, 2 blocks thick as we prepare to launch. I mean, obviously from the results of this, as we design ships, if we're going to be doing like space battles and whatnot, weight versus thrust ability is a critical factor. So here you can see the 1 block, same result as always. Nice gaping new door. The space didn't really do too much, but the last 2 layers are significantly damaged, is not destroyed. So there's a little bit of an improvement. Unfortunately, though, 2 blocks thick is heavy, especially when you add another 1 layer on top of it. So here we have a 1 block with 2 spaces and another 1 block thick wall behind it. Yeah, I need to grab this. Oh, not too far back. Nope. Da da da. Lob. And look at that. So, in the interest of keeping weight down, with a 1 block thick and at least 2 spaces, the 3rd wall survived, or at least is still serviceable. Meaning anything that might have been behind it, reactors and whatnot, would probably be at least serviceable, if not still there as compared to the other tests. Down there you'll see my Tyrannic Raider carrier, and just to show, it's got a 1 block thick hull, period. Take this bomber and go see if we can't make a new door. Wait a minute, something's not right. Oh, kamikaze again. Alright, lock. And you can see that the 1 landing gear is up on the warhead and it is not engaged. So coming down to the carrier, I'm gonna make a strafing run on the carrier. Da da. Launch. And as you can see, with that 1 block of armor, that warhead took out not only a significant portion of the carrier itself, but one of the main thrusting engines. And my plan, eventually when I get back to working on this, was to have that portion, the storage area for fighter craft and bombers and whatnot. So yeah, they would have just been gone.